For those of you who don't know Damian Aspinall, he's a multi-millionaire philanthropist with a heart for saving wildlife, especially gorillas. Aspinall founded the Aspinall Foundation, and long before that he was raising gorillas in his backyard. Well, it isn't exactly a backyard because of the whole mansion thing, but the point is that the guy's often made headlines with his charitable work for not only his own animal rescue setup, but various organizations across the world. Although Damien has saved over 100 gorillas since his young old days, there are a few stories that truly stand out. In fact, as he admits, there's a special gorilla in Damian Aspinall's heart that will always have a unique place. His name is Qui V, a now massive gorilla who was rescued and practically raised at Damien's own wild animal park, Howlett's. Qui V's time at Howlett's was often filled with activities involving interaction with Damien, his wife, and other family members. Eventually, Qui V developed a fondness for Damien and other human companions who would treat this gorilla as part of the family. Apart from taking care of Qui V, Damien's foundation has another job. They all reintroduce the captive gorillas back into the wilds once the animals are fully grown and mature enough to handle themselves. During his stay at Howlett's, Damien and Qui V got close. However, it drove a wrench through Damien's heart to realize that Qui V had to be released back to the wild one day. It was more than likely that a man-gorilla duo won't be able to see another one anymore. Soon after Qui V was released, Damien decided to check back on him. He asked his local African friends, but they reportedly said that the gorilla has developed an aggressive personality and that it was not easy to go near him. Despite the advices, Damian Aspinall decided to see Qui V, and that too after 5 years. Against all odds, he packed his bags and traveled back to the jungle where the gorilla was once released. Take a look at these powerful images yourself. The look in Qui V's eyes, especially in some of the photos, is quite remarkable. It's as if one moment he thinks he saw a stranger stepping into his territory and then realized that it was Damien, his old friend. The gorilla's facial expressions and feelings soon turned from aggressive to that of a baby or a dog who's ecstatic to see its owner. This proves that gorillas are not just animals. Damien admittedly believes that gorillas have a higher intelligence and empathy level as compared to other animals. Qui V was a lowland gorilla raised at the Howlett's Wild Animal Park under Damian Aspinall's supervision. The guy took care of Qui V for several years and then released him into the Gabon forest in West Africa. The noble act was part of the Wildlife Preservation Initiative. Also, Damien is not able to hold on to these gorillas forever. There comes a time and age when the animal has to be reintroduced back into the jungle, because that's where they belong. However, there's always a greater risk which threatens the gorilla's life in the jungle. Mortality rate is usually high because since these gorillas have been raised in a man-made sanctuary, they have no practical survival experience that comes naturally. Qui V somehow pulled through and developed into a massive, mature gorilla with his own territory. Not only was he older and stronger than when Damien saw him last, but he was able to attack Damien if he felt vulnerable. Nevertheless, Damien discussed the plan with his family, and they eventually agreed to visiting Qui V one last time. Damien was doubtful, in fact convinced that the animal will not remember him after so many years. On top of the supposed reunion, Damien and his crew had to spend a long time to find Qui V in the dense forest. It was not an easy job. The team cruised up and down a forest river many times, where Damien would emit a specific call that he used with Qui V while he was at Howlett's. Eventually, just when Damien was about to go back, Qui V showed up at the bank out of nowhere to meet Damien. He presumably heard that call and decided to show up to see Damien. Damien slowly moved towards Qui V and sat with him for a while. Eventually, he fed him some leaves with his mouth. The moments were captured to show the entire world an unbreakable bond between a man and a primate. When it was time to go back, Qui V held on to Damien in sort of a piggyback style. It was only when Qui V felt hungry that Damien saw an opening and slowly left. Somehow Qui V followed Damien back onto the shoreline. He spent all night on the other side of the riverbank to meet Damien again. When the crew woke up in the morning, they were startled to see Qui V standing on the opposite side of the river, waiting anxiously for Damien to show up. It was another emotional moment where Damien sailed across the river and embraced the gorilla once again. Who would have imagined such a powerful reunion? It goes without saying that the gorilla's bond with his former caregiver transcends all boundaries. It was heartening for Damien to part ways with Qui V, but he knew that whenever he'd be meeting the gorilla next time, he'll be received with the same sense of love and affection. I hope you liked this video. If so, please hit the subscribe button and click on the bell icon to make sure you never miss a video from our channel.